Thank you all for joining us today. This is going to be a brief demonstration of the Credo reference platform. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with Credo reference, we are a research starting point. And the idea is that we are a place where beginning researchers can come to find a place that's not overwhelming, right? Because research can be very overwhelming. We want it to be a place that is both friendly to students who are brand new to beginning research, but also friendly to those faculty members who are building introductory courses, so they can find a ton of material to place into their courses to help those beginning students. So as we know, beginning researchers are, they're walking into a very complicated information landscape. As we all know, it changes every day. The thing that we hear most when we're talking to librarians, and we talk to librarians every day, is that the beginning researchers, those that are coming from maybe from high school or coming from secondary school, or even coming back to college after raising a family, and they've been away from organized education for a few decades. What we hear from librarians is it's overwhelming. Students don't know where to start. They don't know how to tell the difference between a website or a blog or an ad or a journal article or an ebook. It's all words on a screen to them. There are way too many academic or entry points to academic resources. And as we all know, the information landscape becomes more complicated every day. A lot of tools are being developed, and they're in the news all the time, that might be able to help us, might cause things to be a little bit more complicated. So students are confused, and it's up to us, educators, librarians, and database companies like ourselves, to help make tools to make things a little bit less overwhelming, start baby steps into academic research, baby steps into basic resource evaluation, because students aren't necessarily going to raise their hand and ask for help. So we have to be a little bit proactive there. So what does Credo Reference do to help? We offer academic content from elite world-class reference publishers from around the world. And that fact-based background information is going to be the place where they can get solid foundations for their research. They don't have to worry about any mis or disinformation in these encyclopedias and dictionaries. We also have interactive tools to make research a little bit more interesting, a little bit more sticky, and help students really start thinking about what they're doing, expanding their research, narrowing their focus, looking at their resources and thinking, is this the right resource to answer the question that I'm trying to answer? And lastly, we offer simple integration tools that will also enable the discovery and usage of the other non-Credo, non-info-based library resources that your school and your library are investing in. So we'll talk about that in depth. First, our content. We offer curated academic reference content. I'm going to be demoing a collection today called Complete Core, which sits about 1,500 titles. But we have thousands of titles that are available for perpetual purchase or subscription, and they're coming from over 100 publishers of academic reference. I have a few logos on the screen so you can understand what that means. And we have not only full text content, but all of the images that are found in those books as well. So you can treat Credo like a bookshelf, your reference shelf away from the library. Wherever your students might be, they'll be able to access this content. We also have interactive learning tools. We have a mind map, which aids exploratory search. We also have some filters on all of our pages that will, again, hopefully help students slow things down and start applying, critical thinking to what it is exactly they're looking for and what it is exactly they're looking at. And then we also have, as I mentioned, a federated search tool which will hopefully bring some attention to the other library resources that you're investing in. We hear a lot about different content silos. It's too many logins for a student. Do I log into EBSCO and do this, and then I log into Credo to do this, and then I log into Films on Demand to do this? What we're trying to do is have one research starting point. You get your background information from Credo Reference, images, reference content, you have your solid foundation. Then we don't want you to hit a dead end. We want to point you to the next academic resource that will help your students that are trying to take their first few steps away from Google and Wikipedia. We also integrate with all of the major discovery systems. We offer all different types of authentication. We offer MARC records, everything that you will hopefully need to access content in 2023.